Afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to FFTV with me, Francis Green, and it's another daily vibe. I hope everyone is feeling good today. Can't get it on my big screen for whatever reason, so I'm on the laptop screen. So hopefully I can see all your comments. So bear with me. Bear with me. I don't know what is going on with the big screen, but I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone has had a good start to the week, which is the most important thing. Make sure you have a good start to the week. And yeah, a lot going on. There's the Shaqiri transfer, which we'll touch over. There's also obviously the Aubameyang. There's also the Willian, the Conte rumors, Adama Traore and Awar to Spurs, etc. Quite a lot going on, people. So there's plenty to get through. But mainly, I hope everyone is okay. So do not forget to make sure you subscribe for a chance to win. Let's try and get this right. Always looks easier on the screen. There you go. For a chance to win that. Not long left at all. I think by the end of the week, someone will be obviously getting their hands on that PS5. So I'll leave that on the screen for a little bit longer. All you have to do is basically, as you know, simply click subscribe. Really helps the channel. A like, a share, give me whatever you need. That is the fee for today. And then we will pick it through a comment. I will tell you which video to go and comment on, and then we will pick the winner from that comment. That's what we will do. So make sure you don't forget that, because I know a lot of people have come over because they're trying to get their hands on the PS5. So we'll change that in a bit. Who's coming? Imperial Rastaman is coming. Yes, Rastafari. Thanks for coming in. Yes, and Ashton's in. Tony C is in, and Ashton is in. So quickly before we go into, let me read a couple of your comments already. Darren's popped in. He's just come off straight off the Curtis's stream, straight onto my stream. So I always watch Curtis's because I don't want to kind of run over the same thing as what Curtis is running over. So got to try and mix it up a little bit. So Imperial Rastaman has said, from my brother, please let me know that unless ESR don't realize the ball on the box rather than the ball in the box, he will be covered and won't be able to pass neither. That's what a number 10 does. He's not a number 10, unfortunately. I don't know what is going on there. I think it's bad business, but at the moment, we are doing bad business left, right, and center, people, aren't we? Let's be honest. Actually, but hi, friend, how do we start the show on a positive note? Listen, we're breathing. We're alive. I am special. That's what you need to tell yourself. I am super. That's what you need to tell yourself, people, okay? Everything is positive. Everything. Look at the around you. It's beautiful. Everything is positive. I am okay. That's the way we need to think. Tony's put afternoon, everyone. Ashton's put big up, everyone. Marshall's put big up, Fran. And Chris is coming, as always. Hope Shaqiri is not coming here. No, he's not coming here. Fran, quick question. Do you think ESR is shooting from too far out? Another yard in and he'll soon back. You know what? I think he doesn't have many options when he gets the ball, so he's shooting. You know. I don't think he's got many different options. Raid, Rion. I don't understand. I don't think he's got many other options. Shaqiri has moved to Lyon. Would you have taken him at Arsenal, though? I don't think we would have, to be honest. I just want to touch on him because I think he's a decent player, but he's a little bit of an enigma at times. Martin's put big up, Fran. Really appreciate it. 17 in the chat already. Absolutely love it, people. Really do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly change this over because I like to obviously get that screen on, and then we'll just put that at the bottom. Transfer heat. Make sure the spelling's right. Amount of times I get spellings wrong. It's unreal, people. So yeah, firstly, like I said, normally I have you on the big screen and then I can look at my notes. I've got to keep going back and forth because for whatever reason, the screen does not want to work today. So strange one. Desi Blues come over, big up FFTV, support the love. Obviously, thank you for coming over from other channels as well. We try and cover everything. Judea's put Chambers and Holborn will be better pairing. Tony's put, have you heard the rumors that Willian might be going back to Brazil? Yeah, we'll touch on that. Big up, Fran, just come over from Curtis's channel. So a lot of people are probably going to come over. Absolutely love it. I'm just going to change that again for you if you're just coming over. Don't forget to do that. Don't forget to subscribe to get that PS5. I've got all kinds of grief from my wife, so it better be worthwhile. I can tell you that now, people. It better be worthwhile. So, again, Buenos Aires is coming. Ahmed's friend, do you think the rumors of Arteta has 5 games to save his job? Could be true. I think that could be true, Fran, are you going to the game tomorrow? Me and Kurt were talking about the game, and I might take my son. So I might do. I'm just one of those, because I'm not happy with what's going on at the moment. Very rare I could ever get to games anyway, especially when I was playing. But sometimes it makes me sick that I want to go and just just pay money towards them by the way that's going on. Big up, man. Just go over from Curtis's channel. A lot of love, people. That's why we try. Me and Curtis have conversations and we try and time it so everyone can manage to see both. Because I know you are busy people. Make sure you hit the likes on the way in, as Mr. J84 say. And Alan's in the chat. I'm going tomorrow, but in the baggies end. Boo. Fran, I'm going to the game tomorrow. Listen, if you go, I might speak to Kurt. I might even try and get a ticket myself. So I'll speak with the missus and see what. Little on goes to sleep, but I think he would like that. Fran, Curtis is doing a watch along for tomorrow. Oh, is he? Interesting. I'll speak with him. Imagine if we did lose tomorrow. Wow. Can you imagine? Right. So quickly, I just want to touch on, obviously, Shaqiri. Shaqiri for me, I think is one of those players that can be awesome. It can be awesome, let's be honest. But I think the way Liverpool play and the work rate and the discipline that also they play as they're going forward, Shaqiri at times can be a little bit lost, I think, in that. And I think a lot of people look at him, maybe not, he's not like Arnautovic, but, you know, Arnautovic has that kind of attitude where he's the best player in the world. And when he channels it right, he can be awesome. Same as Shaqiri, but when he channels it wrong, it comes across as a little bit of a problem in the dressing room, which we mentioned loads of times about players who tend to have a little bit of special ability can at times be a problem in the dressing room. And Shaqiri doesn't seem to be that, but obviously had a little bit of an indifferent spell at Liverpool, but I mean, he's 29 years old still, so he's probably around at the peak. Didn't score a lot of goals for the Reds, but then again, didn't really play loads of games. You know, 1 in 5 maybe, 1 in 6 maybe at times. And obviously could be very, very, very dangerous. So I think he's going to Lyon. He's probably going to sit on a nice contract. Probably going to go to Lyon. Just looking at the report now. I think he's going for around about 9.5 million, which was, I think, it's really cheap. But they got him for quite a decent price as well. They didn't pay a lot of money for him. So, yeah, you probably sign a maybe a 3 or a 4 year deal. I imagine that sets him up nicely. So, as for him, you know, he's absolutely delighted that he's managed to get that over. So, I'll just go to a couple of your questions. Morning, Fran. Alan's put, couldn't get away tickets. I'll have to hide in my end about tomorrow. Love the channel, bro. Big up. Love it, Ahmed. I love the support from each and every one of you. Honestly, my missus, all I talk about is the YouTube and what we're going to speak about. But I have noticed, I might as well say now, I have noticed that when I show a lot of my books or a lot of my stuff, things people know, and obviously I get quite a few questions, quite a lot actually, privately saying, Fran, how do you do this? You know, how do you go about daily business? What books to read? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to have a little channel. I'm just going to start it probably the next couple of days. And it's just going to be me. And sometimes it will just be me sitting there having a coffee. Sometimes it'll be a little bit vlog style, but not too much. Just the kind of things that people might need on a daily basis, whether it's what comes into my mind, and I feel I can talk to the community about just about everyday things, and it might help you. So yeah, that'll just be a little channel, and I'll put it in the link on the next videos, but be like a little personal channel of the things that I can speak to you about, and obviously you can speak back to me. So we don't mix too much of everyday life and philosophy, even though we do have in the channel. Sometimes you might want to watch little things that help you in the mornings or the rest of your day. I think that would be quite a good idea for everyone to get to know me a little bit more, and I get to know you a little bit more as well. Shaqiri won European Cup. Shaqiri was a good player. I think he's a good player. Mr. Dollarhide, I'm going to put Liverpool fan here. Shaqiri is a good player, but needs to feel like he is the main man like he has at Stoke. Exactly. I think that's the same as Arnautovic. Very, very similar. So thank you for popping in, Liverpool fan. Liverpool was my first club, but the 89 game swayed me. You know, I was one of those. I just went with the instant gratification. So, you know, but welcome on board. Welcome on board. Big up friend of FFTV community. Ashton's put, it's incredible that Shaqiri managed to play for Bayern, Inter, Stoke, Liverpool, and Lyon. He's had a very up and down career. Yeah, he's got so much talent, though. So much talent. Fran, would you start playing our new left back instead of Kieran Tierney? I mean, it's very early to say that. And Kieran Tierney was left out to dry the other day. Didn't do himself any favors by bad positioning, etc. But he was left out to dry by Saka, especially in his team. But Tavares looks like he's going to be a good player. You know, Tavares looks like he's going to be a good player. Florida Waters put, yo, Fran. Buenos Aires has put excellent channel content and insight, brother. Never stop. Yeah, well, that's what we are. We're building. Day in the life of Franny. It's kind of, but just the little things, you know, like like people dealing with stress, or people dealing with they might want to get fit, or they feel alone and things like that. Those little things, I read about them all the time. And I need to be accountable. I need to be accountable as well, because I need to improve. I've got so far to go that it's unreal. We're all the same. We have to start somewhere. I've got so far to go on the things that I want to do in the life that I want to lead. And you know what? Talking to my community is the best way that I can be accountable, so we can help each other out. And I think maybe just a normal little channel, if it grows, it grows, it grows. But just little things, sometimes coffee in the morning and we have a chat. You know, I just think it would be nice. And some videos, sometimes it will be live, but maybe a lot of them will be pre-recorded, and then you can put your comments below. So I thought it would just be good for the community. Your new channel will be fantastic. It'll have a strange name because I'm quite weird. So you think, why is that name? But yeah, it'll be a strange name, probably. So yeah. Fran, when you're giving out spanners, bro. Munzi's in the chat. Appreciate it, Munzi. Good afternoon, friend. All watching. Just finished watching. Curtis. A lot of people have come over. Wow, the numbers jump up straight up from Curtis. Absolutely unbelievable, people. I love it. Absolutely unbelievable. I'd like to know your daily workout and diet habits, things like that, things that will help people on a daily basis, etc. What's this new channel when I'm going to sort it out in a couple of days. It's just a little thing for me. It's just about me. Big up, Fran. Hendon Gooners put so Willian's off to Corinthians and Torreira off to Fiorentina. Use the money and wages saved for Conte. Let's get to that. Fran Arsenal. Bless up my life, Fran. Appreciate I am king. So, Shaqiri, like I said, I think Shaqiri needs to be the main man in his team. He needs to be one of those players. And we've seen the bit of quality that he has. He can be devastating. You've seen him in the Euros at times as well. But I think he needs to be the main man. And him obviously going to Lyon will be a very, very good move for him. It's just a shame that you don't see a lot of other Premier League teams try and go for them. But, he's had a good career with regards to the teams that he's played for. It shows you the type of player that he is. And I think fair play to him. And obviously, I wish him all the best. So just wanted to mention that, because obviously we do mention other clubs on the channel. Now, we will move to our club. So firstly, obviously, we spoke about Shaqiri. So now we'll speak about Willian leaving. Now, this clearly has not worked out for Willian, okay? It's just not worked out. And there's not much more you can say except that he came. And when he came, I was quite excited. I've got to be honest. I was quite excited when Willian came, because I remember when Barcelona wanted him, he ripped Barcelona up. I remember when, big shout out to Munzi's new channel. If you're a Man United fan and all football, he talks a lot of football. He's just started it. Munzi's in the chat. As you know, we always try to spread love and people to grow and start their dreams and channels, etc., whatever it may be that they do. So I think the thing is with Willian, he's come in the door, and I'm not sure that he probably wanted to leave Chelsea in the first place. So we had to throw some crazy money at him. Obviously, Edu knows him. Obviously, Arteta would have known him. And I was quite excited when Willian came in. And I'm not going to lie. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but Fran, it was another Chelsea fan. But you can't deny it. You can't deny it that he was awesome for Chelsea at times. Sometimes he was awesome. And only probably the season before we got him, he probably did well and probably played about 30-odd games for Chelsea. And because moved, we gave him more money. He was on a free. He's going to get weighed in. And all of a sudden, he just come in the door. And I don't believe for 1 minute that he just turned bad. Something must have happened. Something must have happened. He must have come in. And for me, I'm thinking from my experience as a footballer, it never really happened to me. Going in a club and instantly not really feeling at home. But it must be that he doesn't really feel at home. It must be that it was the chips were already down. It must be that he didn't get on with Arteta from the get-go, because he wasn't running around. He was not running around people, and he was bad. It was bad. It was bad. And in his defense, for me, when he did get the ball, he was probably looking for the 1-2s, the triangles, the little ones around the corner that he was used to at Chelsea, he didn't get that because the team is obviously nowhere near as good as Chelsea. In his defense, it was a team that's going downhill. And he's probably thinking, what have I signed up for? Why am I here in this community? Our community. Why is he here in this team? It's just not the same. And then on the flip side to him, he should have worked harder. Because at Chelsea, he worked hard. So he wasn't doing himself any favors. Like FN was saying, it's set pieces, it's through balls, it's driving at defenders. You don't just lose that over 12 months. You don't just lose that. So it's all in his head. So for me, he's just completely switched off. He doesn't like the environment, and it's just not worked out for him. It's just not worked out for him. And I think it's best for everyone to just cut ties with him. And he wants to leave, it seems. He wants to stay in London, so which is a strange thing, because obviously going back to Brazil and that, if he wants to stay in London, he's going to have someone to run his businesses. I believe he's got a restaurant, etc. And does he want to go back to Brazil at this stage in his career? Some of them never want to go back. So, excuse me, I'm not sure that one is as close as we are hoping, to be honest. I'm hopeful. It's just not worked out for him. I think he needs to move on. I don't know what happened to him. Like Tony said, it's unbelievable that almost overnight he became such a poor player. For me, it was just an accumulation of environment, team's poor, not bothered, don't really want to leave Chelsea, end of my career, I'm not bothered. That's all I can see it as. Desi Blue saying 11 goals, 9 assists for his last season in Chelsea. And it's really, really strange because I think he's a sick player. I love Willian. The way he glides with the ball, everything. But it's a mystery. It really is a mystery. And I think if you sat down with him or one of his friends sat down and say, yo, Willian, what happened to you? He would just turn around. And I'm just going off from my experience and say, you know what? I couldn't be bothered. And I just fell out of love with football, basically, at that club. Because it happens. I fell out of love at 20. I fell out of love with football at 26. And then I got it back again. And it's all to do with the club I was at. And then I got it back again the season after, changed clubs. And then I fell out of love with again at 29. And I nearly quit full-time at 29. And then a couple of years later, I decided I just had enough. And I quit probably 3 years early at 31, 32. And people say, what is it? I said, I'm just done. I'm just done. And it just makes you think whether, these players are on that much money. And I was doing it on hardly nowhere near that kind of money. Not even a tenth of that kind of money. And, it makes you think, don't it? The money's just, when you're that rich, it's very hard to stay motivated. Willian was finished at Chelsea, walking league for him, dead baller. Yeah, but he wasn't, though. Like you say, 11 goals and 9 assists or whatever it was the season when he left, which is not bad for him. And then we signed him on a free. He was better than what we had when he came in. You would think it's a strange one. Siandro has put, he'll shine at another club. Arteta is a terrible coach. Pep lied. He wants an excuse to get rid of him. I think he's a good coach, just a bad management. It's like when we signed Memphis. It's a strange one. Different mindset at Arsenal. Definitely a different mindset from at Chelsea. I can tell you that. To be fair, he may have been sold a dream by Arteta and Edu, and then he came and he was playing with Eddie. You just don't know. There's a amount of things that I remember I signed for a club and I was told that I was going to play in a 2 in my favorite position. I was going to be the main man. Literally the day that I signed, we had it. Well, the 24 hours after I signed, we had a game. I played right wing. That was it. Played right wing for the next 2.5 years. Hardly played up front. Signed the contract. Sold the dream. Signed the contract. Lied. Every day I wake up and ask God, how is Mark Arteta? Arteta is still in a job. Wow. It's a strange one. We're going to get onto that. Most of the goals were set pieces, though. Very true. Richard Reeves put, big up, friend, just checking in. Hope all is good. I hope all is good with you and you're having a great week. Chris has put, poisonous environment at Arsenal. No player will shine under Arteta. It's very interesting. That seems to be coming out quite a lot. Willian had no personality to make the change. And Sentiment's tough, by the way. And he's saying most of Willian's stats came from dead ball situations, not Arsenal quality. Rounds put, FFTV, do you rate Pepe? As sentiment. No, I don't rate Pepe. Big up France, Southern Exposure. You know what? I would rate Pepe if he just gave me a little bit more hunger. Just a little bit more hunger, Pepe. Just a little bit more. So I look like you're enjoying what a privileged position you're in and you're not taking it for granted. That's all I ask from Pepe. It's all I ask. Sentiment's got to have a word with him. Say, Fran's on your case. I just need someone to have a word with him and say, just put a little bit of a shift in because you've got everything else to be a good player. But you've got to put a shift in. You've got to put a shift in, Pepe. Come on. Come on. Come on, Pepe. Honestly, people. So, right. So, Willian, hopefully that gets done. I think it's best for all parties that he goes. Doesn't surprise me if Arsenal try and do something stupid like they did with Xhaka. His deal was announced today. I'm not going to go into it. We spoke about him way too much, and we're not happy about what's going on anyway. Don't forget, Fran Arteta told him we'll win the Champions League in 3 or 4 years. Last month, yeah, there you go. Talk MU's in the building. But Arteta cannot create the mood needed at Arsenal. They are lacking confidence, and the squad look unhappy. Very true. Ashton, you on Twitter, matey? Munzi's asking, Pepe is special. I never heard him talking. Pepe, I would rate Pepe if he could be his fullback. Sentiment's going to send him a text, by the way, because he's closest to him. Shrivik has put Martinelli was balling under Emre 18, and 2 years later, under this man, he's looking like Federico Makeda. Remember him? Oh, he did a Cruyff. That was it. Never seen him again. Would rate Pepe there. We took away a Champions League from Willian when Chelsea won it. Yeah. And AMN for right back spot, 100%. 100%. You're going to get graft, you're going to get up and down, and he'll improve. And if you're not going to buy a right back, you're not going to go for Max Aarons. And I've heard that Kieran Trippier. I don't think Kieran Trippier is a bad appointment, but then it contradicts the way that you're telling us the club want to move forward. So if you're going for youth and you're sacrificing signing certain players, why would you then sign Trippier? If you tell me you move it, you're telling Matt Ryan and you're telling David Luiz you're moving in a different direction, why would you then want to go and sign a 31, 32-year-old Trippier? Yes, you get 2-3 years out of him. It's a stopgap. I get that. And I think he's not bad. I don't think he's bad at all. Going to get a shift from him. Defends well, good at set pieces, can deliver a cross. But it defeats the object of what you're trying to tell us moving forward. So it's a little bit mixed messages. Camera quality is a little bit fuzzy. Maybe sometimes your connection, because sometimes I know it's crisp and then sometimes it's connection. So bear with it, Kashoy, bear with it. But you do need experience in the back line. That's another thing. We do need a little bit of experience because we are all over the place at the moment. Talk MU's, but keep up the great content, friend. You are smashing it, bro. And you are class, my friend. Well, I can't say anymore, but, you know, those kind words obviously make it all worthwhile. That's for sure. Rion's put, who would you sign, Fran, if you could sign 2 players that we need? I would sign now, because I have changed my mind by looks that we are struggling. I would sign Max Aarons and Basuma. And I've changed. Most people in the chat will know Basuma wasn't one of my first. Not fuzzy anymore. There you go. Trippier too expensive anyway. Shrivik has put, it's all good letting Willian go, but if we feel like we're going to be paying majority of his wages like Ozil because the smaller clubs can't afford them fully, which does happen. Does happen. I've got to be honest. It does happen. So there you go with Willian. I think it's best for all parties, obviously, if he moves. And it frees up a little bit of money, which then leads me on to another player. So the next player, these rumours have popped back up again last night, haven't they? So Aubameyang. Aubameyang is now free to basically leave if someone offers the right amount of money, which Arsenal think is the right amount of money. Now, if Arsenal are thinking that Xhaka was worth a lot more than what Roman wanted to pay for him, they're going to try and obviously say that Aubameyang is going to be worth a lot more than what someone wants to pay for him. Now, what you've got to remember with Aubameyang is people will not want to pay a huge fee at his age with his wages. Now, let me just touch on this because Kashoy is saying, Fran, I thought you didn't like Basuma. I didn't say I didn't like him. I just thought that he wasn't the player that we needed at Arsenal because I thought we needed a ball-playing midfielder. And Basuma's more of he's not bad on the ball, but he's more of a break play down, etc. And I thought we needed something more in midfield. However, Having looked at the first couple of games and looking at the problems in the squad, I actually think we need someone who's not amazing on the ball, but actually gets around the pitch, puts a shift in, and really gets us going. So I think that's why maybe Basuma would be a good thing. So that's why. But like you say, I have mentioned it many times that I didn't really want him as my first choice. I wanted a ball player, but you know me, I'm open-minded. I will change. I'm not stubborn. I try to be unbiased. So looking at it now, I do think we need a bit of a muscle in there, and Basuma could be that one. Don't think that's happening though. Doesn't look like he is going nowhere. So we go on to then Aubameyang. I don't think no one is going to be able to pay a fee for what Arsenal want and take Aubameyang's wages. And he's not going to take a pay cut. He's not going to take a pay cut. Let's be honest. He's not going to say, by the way, Arsenal, you've been great. Arteta, thanks for mugging me off. And I'm going to take 100 grand a week less just for you. He's not going to do that, people. He's not going to do that. So no matter how wealthy he is, he's not going to do that. So there needs to be something where the club can start to free up finances. Now, someone was saying if Willian goes, Arsenal may have to pay half of his wages. That happens. Liverpool, who was it? I think it's Liverpool, or someone was paying Robbie Fowler's wages for 3 years after he left. It happens. It happens because it's the only way they can pay the cash. They have to wait for cash coming. They just don't have it as a disposable cash. So Arsenal do not have disposable cash. That's why it must seem that we're always trying to get deals on fees. Wages is all right because they're using revenue. But actual fees, liquid cash, is not high at Arsenal. As in high for a football club, I don't think. That's why they're trying to go down this route of trying to get bargains. So liquid cash is very good, different from I've got cash or I'm wealthy. I know millionaire Bitcoin owners, millionaire cryptocurrency traders, but they leave it all in crypto. And liquid-wise, their bank account is $1,000. Yet they're worth $1 million, $2 million. Because they don't have money, liquid cash. They don't put it in their banks because banks are a waste of time. You lose 20% every... I read something this morning that you would have lost 20% in the last 18 months on your money. Because what's gone up? 20%, that's like a world record, surely. But anyway, so yeah, we'll go off. We're football. We're football. So I think the problem that we got, no one's going to take him. No one's going to take Aubameyang. Now, Arteta wants him out. And Aubameyang wants out. They want out. Now, there was a rumor about Man City. There was a rumor about Chelsea. There's a rumor about Barcelona. Now, Barcelona one seems strongest. But last week, Barcelona said they don't want him. I think they're just saying that because if Barcelona can get their hands on him and kind of some kind of deal with Arsenal, that would be a good option for them. But, however, it would only be on a pay half your wages. Now, if you're getting rid of half of Willian's wages and you get rid of half of Aubameyang's wages, okay, you may have 300 grand a week. That now comes in to the next thing is, can you then, what Curtis was saying, can you then go and get Conte? Now, I was on the show the other day and I was saying people got to wake up and be realistic. This club is not going to go for someone like Conte. One, his personality is a winner. At all costs, he's a winner. He'll stamp over you to win, all right? But that's what we need as a football club. But that's not the model or the philosophy I think that they're going down, all right, people? I don't think that that is the route, if that what they want to go down. Now, when you freed up that money, you could say, right, if Arteta was to go, right, because we can't go for another average manager. We can't. We just can't. We just can't go for another average manager. If Arteta goes and someone with football nous gets around the Kroenkes and say, listen, if you don't make a proper appointment, in the long run, you're going to lose money. You know, buy cheap, buy it twice. We've all been there. Buy cheap stuff. You've got to buy it again later on. And it just becomes a vicious cycle of trying to repair and trying to put your fingers in the holes to stop the leaks. And eventually the roof just comes down on you. We've all been there. We've all tried to fix something or do something cheap. What happens? It always breaks. It always breaks. And we've got to then fork out 10 times more. So someone's got to sit down with the Kroenkes and say, this is what's going to happen if you don't start to invest the right amount of money in the right manager. Because for me, the manager is the key. The manager is the key. Now, people say the manager is the key. Because we have proven now that you can have good players and a manager can make those good players look terrible. Terrible. So it's all got down to the manager. So I think you've got to put the most money into the manager. I remember when I was playing and players weren't really on more than a manager. It only started to change because the manager said, wait a minute, I'm the leader of the team. So I get paid the most money. And that's how it works. That's changed. And that's where you've got problems. Someone Expo just put, I really wish we got to Conte, take the reins before they spent their first penny. When Tuchel came available, look at Chelsea did to Frank. Need way more ruthless ownership. And guess what? All the Chelsea fans were going on about, how can you get rid of Frank? He's not had enough time. He had 200 million after the transfer embargo, and his personality and the way that he was not a man to take Chelsea to where they need to go to. And people say, oh, time. That's hindsight. You can have as much time as you want. Arteta has had 2 years and we are no further forward. If anything, we could be backwards. We could be backwards, people. So you need to be ruthless, and that's exactly what Chelsea do. People don't like the model, but I like success. And if you do it in a moral way, or as morally easy as you can get in football, then why not? What is the right amount for Abba? Because Clueless Edu is shameless asking 20 million for Eddie with less than a year on his contract. Well, 20. Who's going to pay 20 million for Eddie and Nketiah, people? Who is going to spend 20 million on Eddie and Nketiah? It's not going to happen. 10 million maximum. 10 million maximum. So it's very, 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 very strange. Hendon Goon has put, nah, friend, go big or go home. The model the club wants is a one-way trip to relegation. And I'm with you, Hendon. Hendon, I'm with you. You know me. I'm go big or go hard. I'm 10x. I'm 10x rule. Here we go. I'm 10x. I'm 10x rule. Go all in. But unfortunately, when you're not in control of it, it gets frustrating because most people don't want to go all in. Most people don't want to go 10-0. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Here we go, everyone. The man has returned the favor. Absolutely unbelievable. By the way, thanks to you, everyone, because I actually forgot about it, that we got monetized, and that's our first super chat coming from Curtis Shaw. So thanks to you and all the hard working, everyone. We got a super chat from the main man who has helped me, by the way. No end has helped me on this channel. As you know, we're close. We bounce off each other a lot. But yeah, that has really, really made me... First super chat in the building from the Big C. Unreal, mate. Unreal. Absolutely unbelievable. Frank was too inexperienced like Arteta. Big club, so early in manager career. 100%. Everyone's bigging up Curtis in the chat. Love the support, bro. We'll speak after. I'll make sure I speak after. I'll give you a call. I'll give you a WhatsApp first. You may be eating your dinner, mate. So I'll give you a call after. But yeah, big respect for that. I want to keep it on the screen, Kurt. I want to keep it on the screen because it looks so good. Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. Curtis is on your Conte front. Yeah. Listen, like I said, Curtis and me would absolutely love the club to go for Conte. We go big, go hard. 75-day hard, another program for you. Go big or go hard. We get that, but like I was saying to Kurt the other day, realistically, unless something drastically changes, they're not going to see what we see. They're not going to see, because American sport's very different. Wage structures, caps, drafts, it's all fair. In England, it's not like that. Whoever spends the most gets the best results. So the Kroenkes are not getting it. And I think we've got a big problem. Now, the next appointment, if we don't get Conte, God knows who it would be, right? And at the end of the day, we have to support that appointment. And by the way, I'm not saying Arteta's going to get the sack, all right? Now, what I am saying is Arteta has to get the sack if things don't change. Now, there was a thing saying 5 games later with Conte's face on it, etc. Could he be gone? Yeah. I think if you don't do anything in the next 5 games, people, the pressure is on. FA's put Conte does well with senior experienced players. How would he do with an inexperienced young team with no leaders? Can't imagine him tolerating swag. Well, the difference is, NN, yeah, is with a Conte comes in, You either do the work or you ain't playing. Period. You do the work or you ain't playing. Simple. So you can be swagged out as much as you want. As long as you're doing the work, Conte's not going to... He's not one of those managers where a lot of managers, even if you're doing well, because they don't like you flying around in gold Lambos or whatever these days, even though everyone has them in the Premier League these days, even though they don't like that, they won't drop you because of that, because you're still doing well for their team. There is certain managers out there that even if you was doing well, you was smashing training up, you was doing well in games, even if you was doing well, they still would not play you because they don't like your personality. Conte is serious. And if he's going to get better results because of those players, he's thinking, wait a minute, why am I going to jeopardize my job if these players can make me be better? Because it's a results business game. He's got a point to prove. And Curtis makes a good point. Curtis was saying earlier, maybe he would come. Maybe he would come. He was going to go Spurs. Spurs showing a lot more ambition than there's at the minute, which we'll go on to that, a war. I don't really want to talk about it, but if that is the case, so maybe Conte would come. But look at what he would have to deal with. Would he want to come in and deal with this nonsense? Now, when everyone's fit, he looks around the squad and he thinks, Aubameyang might not be here, okay? But if he is, Willian's probably going to be gone. So he's looking around the squad thinking, Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette, if he's still here, young lads, Martinelli, ESR, Odegaard, Partey, Lokonga, we'll get someone else in, Ben White, Gabby, Tierney. It's actually not that bad a squad. And he's thinking, and he's a confident man, by the way. He could turn around and say, you know what? I can do something with this team. Kroenke, I can do something with this team. But I need X, Y, Z. And my fear is we wouldn't give him the X, Y, Z. Conte has high demands from Ben, and he's saying, but he also has man management. Under Conte, you have a chance if you step the line, if not, do your bidness. I'm not sure. Under Arteta, you get shipped out to Guantanamo. The squad must be on ice. Yeah, there's a very, very different. Arteta does not have the man management skills like Conte. We aren't getting Conte, and I know, and that's why when everyone gets excited about it, I don't really want to sound really, really bad, but I just can't see it happening. Darren Deesport, I think Conte will come too much of a culture shock for this group if he comes in after the window. At least bring him in when he can, a full window to sell the crap and buy players. I just can't see it happening. Albizus put Fran, did I tell you and Curtis Arteta is gone by October 31st? Burnley will be the final nail in Arteta's coffin, vampire styles. We'll have to get the suit out if that's the case. The truth is we don't know unless we try. Very true. Big up Fran and Curtis and all the guys in the building. Missed the stream yesterday because of work, but watched it again. Trying to send a super chat. This Google give me issues. Big up, Brandon. If you get the super chat, love it. Big up. Smash the likes, folks. Smash the likes. Sentiment's got a question. He's very harsh from his sentiment is, Fran, would you take Jesse March as of Gladbach? Foreign coaches for me, I like because of the style of play that they want to play. Where they become unstuck, I think, at times, is sometimes they don't get the right balance of the culture of English football. So I probably would. Devon's put more chances of getting Eddie Howe. I told you. More chances of getting Eddie Howe. Conte would unite the fan base and give the club a massive boost if the teams would start firing on it. Yeah, we'd definitely get a bounce. The players would take notice if got Conte. They would definitely get a bounce. I mean, no one's approached him, obviously. No one's anything like that. Would he take the job? Maybe not. If we don't get the right kind of budget. You see what he did to Spurs. He wanted a certain amount of money. He also then wanted 7 staff, and he also refused to make the youth a priority, which could be an issue for Arsenal because they're relying heavily on this model of bringing youth players through and trying to make money, kind of like the Chelsea model. But that takes generations to build, by the way. It took Abramovich years and years to build. And like Rian said, we all know, Rion, money talks in all walks of life. I can tell you that. These boys better sharpen up before Conte sends them to swim with the fishes. Well, listen, I've been with managers where a punishment, we drove to the coast, yeah, at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we had to go in the sea Now, this ain't no Dubai Caribbean Sea, okay? Cleethorpes and places like that are horrible beaches, okay? 7 o'clock in the morning, in, close off, freezing water, 20, 25 minute swims in the sea. Sort it out. Get out, go home. Manager didn't even talk to you because we lost the game. On a day off, on a Sunday. I'm panicking Tottenham might buy Aouar. We're going to go on to that now. You've led me onto it really nicely. What do you think of Brighton manager? He knows what he's talking about. Love him. Love him. Love the way he plays. I mean, if they had a centre forward last year, I think they probably would have finished on about 60-something points, I believe. Something like that. I've seen a stat the other day because the chances that they created, they missed something like 70%. It's something crazy. Can't remember, but yeah, definitely like him a lot. Ten Hag, maybe more suitable for Arsenal. Ten Hag comes up a lot. Overmars and Ten Hag probably would be a good one. I think he means Luca and Zidane won't come as he don't have Arsenal stress and drop. Zidane's not coming. He's in comfort, cruise control. Conte got a man like Lukaku in the line. What he could do with a player like Martinelli, Pepe. These players don't do swims like that. And so many of our players weak mentality. It's modern day football is very different as well. You know, we can't go in history settings, but modern day football is very, very different as well. So we're going to now go on to Aouar and a little bit of Spurs. And you're probably thinking, well, why speaking about Spurs? As you know, I like to speak about as much football stuff as we can without going over, 2-3 hours. Now, across the road, obviously, we know the Spurs. Someone said to me, would they finish above Arsenal? I said they would if we kept Arteta. And they are showing ambition. Now, the only reason the things broke down with, obviously, Conte was due to that extra money. And as we know, what's happening with Kane, Daniel Levy is very, very, very hard to deal with. Now, at least they're showing ambition and a lot more ambition than what we are. Now, I like Nuno. Nuno's gone in and I think it's a blessing in disguise that they probably got Nuno. He's a likable character. His style of play when he was at Wolves, the not last season before, was very, very impressive. He allows his players to express themselves. Neves, Podence, these players really, really, Neto, really, really shone under him. So I like Nuno. So fair play to them for going for that. Fair play for them to trying to keep Kane. Now, it looks like they've been linked with a lot of players that we've been linked of. Now, something came out earlier that Aouar they are now in talks. So Aouar is now in talks with Spurs. Contact has been made. His representatives are now on the phone. A lot of people are saying, why is Aouar half price? Does he have a bad attitude? Would he be a luxury player at Arsenal? Would he be able to drag other players along with him? And that's probably one of the reasons why Arsenal have not gone crazy about this, because I think we need more leaders. And there's a problem. And rumors spread like wildfire. God bless to everyone who suffered from the wildfires in this last few months across the world. Some of them are absolutely devastating. So hopefully rain will bless them soon, but I can't see it in those areas. But there's a reason why Arteta has not really pushed for Aouar. And I think it may be, for me, Arteta seems to look too deep into what other people are saying about certain players, in my opinion. And I think that's a big problem. Now, he'll flourish at Spurs. I really think he'll do well. I really, really, really do think he'll do well. For me, they've got better players than us. And that kills me to say. But when I look at Spurs, I think they've got more chance of winning the game than we have. Albies has put, that's some RAF training, was a manager, drill sergeant. Listen, quick story. We went to an army camp once, history settings, pre-season, right? They used to set the alarm at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and we had to go in the swamps. 4 o'clock in the morning. And then came back and you had bacon sandwiches. I don't eat swine. But, yeah. 3 lads, I think, walked to the train station and said they're not doing it no more. So, yeah, we've been to Army a few times. Late again, work got in the way. Big up, Fran. No problem, Dave. I appreciate that you're here nice and safe. It's just my streams, or is the audio off the video? Sometimes I believe that the audio is slightly off, because when I watch it back, I don't know how YouTube would process it, but it seems like sometimes that I'm slightly off. Now, I don't know how far I'm off, people. I don't know whether it's just socials or is everyone's. Am I off by a lot, or is it just slightly off? And maybe there's some settings that I can change. I'm not sure, but it happens on some videos and then it doesn't happen on others. So I don't know if it's just YouTube being busy at the time. It seems to be just you, social. So that's sorry, social, but I'm glad that it's just you and not everyone. Slightly off here as well. Oh, Dave's he's burst my bubble. Awar would sulk under Arteta. He wouldn't turn up for most games, and that's what I think, Chris, is the reason why we've not pushed for Awar. I think there would be a personality problem again with Awar and with Arteta. I believe. And Nuno's got the stature and the mindset to deal with players like that, whereas Arteta does not have, like Buenos Aires is saying. So it's an interesting one. Fran, did you enjoy your food on stream on Sunday? Yeah, I can't be doing that again. I thought it was very ill-mannered, should I say. So I apologize for that, as I'm just to have a drink of water. I apologize for eating on stream. That amount of food as well, I ate quite a lot. So maybe I'm slightly off because of the Wi-Fi at times. I hope that it doesn't obviously put you off. Looking like one of those foreign films on Channel 4. I'm now looking at my screen and it seems to be quite bad. I'm going to leave the studio and then I'm going to come back in. Okay? Bear with me. Let me leave the Right. Is that any better? Don't think it is, innit? Must just be the internet connection of what's going on, people. But let's continue. Let's continue. So someone's put good to go, Fran. Can't say the same for Pablo Mari. Man still rolling down the steps after Lukaku's shoulder. Fran went to military training in the swamp at 4 a.m. Bellery waking up to do running fashion model shows. The game's gone. Friend, do you think Conte can work with these current players? I don't think they would have a choice. Willian, breaking news, baby one. Willian has terminated his contract. I've got to see this if this is true. If this is true, I never thought I'd be as happy seeing Willian gone when I was so happy that he signed. But nothing, I've not seen anything yet. But let's hope that's true and we can move on and you know, come away from the Willian saga. Arteta has potentially clashed with many players. Seems like none of them players like him. Carry on, Fran. Yeah, we'll carry on, even though the audio is a little bit off my I'm sorry about that. It's okay. You had to eat. Not your fault that you were stuck in traffic. Appreciate that. Mikel wants young players, people who can control easily. You can't take older players with a strong mentality to win. Players like Guendouzi, Socrates. I think I'm doing some of my philosophy stuff. Saliba, you can see why they want to win. Oh, sorry. I don't think it is. Is it true? If true, get Curtis on Laugh Out Loud. Yeah, I think Curtis is probably busy now. I'll see what I'll message him. See if he's on. I don't think he's about now. He's not about, I don't think, at the moment. Arsenal offered Sassuolo 40 million for Locatelli before he ended up moving to Juventus for 30 million. He didn't want to come, did he? Sometimes players don't want to come. How and why does this club employ Hector Bellerin? He was finishing it, so his injuries. Please be true. True or a P take? Well, it seems like he was going to be leaving anyway. Made me hungry, though. ASMR stream when you were eating. Yeah, it was different scenes. On Twitter, George Baravelli, how you pronounce his name on Twitter. Willian terminated his contract and he's going back to Brazil, Corinthians. So it seems like it's true, everyone. So well done. See, they're always positive. Ashton was saying, what is the positive? Well, we've just freed up probably about 200 grand. So there's a positive for you, Ashton. Buenos Aires, if that's true, praise the Lord. Big up, bro, Jamino. Big up to yourself as well. So we was talking about, obviously, Awar. Yeah, so Spurs. Now, what if he goes Spurs? That's a little bit of kick in the teeth, but I also think that there may be a personality problem. I need to see this on Sky Sports, and so do I, Dan. My screen should work for Sky Sports, but it won't be a second screen for my laptop at the moment. So let's get this on. Whoa, I think you can hear it. Let's turn that down. Let's get this on and see if we can see anything, people. Come on. It's got to be some breaking news on Sky Sports, everyone. Get your Sky Sports on, people. Sky Sports transfer show. Come on, is anything on? No, that's not on, is it? Don't want anything of that. Let's get some Sky Sports on and see if we can find it. Has anyone found it yet? Is it true, people? Sky Sports News. If it comes up, I'll let you know. News alert. The transfer show's coming up at 5 p.m. Oh, Zappacosta leaves Chelsea to join Atalanta on a permanent deal. Interesting. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Not true. I don't have Sky Sports. Devon saying, please read my message. Arteta, here we are. How be? So, please read my message. Arteta is coming across as a racist. All the players he's asking are for minorities, moving like Trump. Been mentioned a few times. Is it the easiest thing to say? But then are we ignoring it because we don't really like to talk about it in football, even though it's, it's there? Interesting, RB. Best news I've heard all year. Still not heard anything yet, people. I've still not heard anything yet. We're going to have probably a good show on the transfer window day. We'll try and do like 3 or 4 hours, So we will see. Nothing on Twitter about Willian definitely terminating contract. And Brennan's put Willian liked a Chelsea post the other day. We lost her. Yeah, I think that's big. So no, nothing. Talking about Antonio. By the way, how good is Antonio done considering he was a right back when he was at Nottingham Forest? Interesting. So Spurs, like you're saying, Adama Traore. Adama Traore has got no end product. But wow. Does he give people problems? Does he scare people? Because I would not want to play against Adama Traore. I can tell you that, people. I can tell you that. And he's the type of player that you just want in your squad. Because if you bring him on the last 20 minutes or half an hour of a game, he is destroying the opposition. And I think Chelsea might get that one done. And I think that's a good signing. I like Adama Traore with his greased up turkey arms. I like it. I really, really like him. I know he doesn't score enough goals, but it causes absolute problems. Thought Franny froze there, but his eyes were moving still. Jamino, why don't you go and check yourself? Santiago saying, Jamino, why don't you check yourself? I don't know. Maybe some people can't get the news. Maybe some people, don't have Sky, don't have BT or whatever, or maybe can't get on the stream sometimes. So we will see. Lyon have accepted Burnley's club record 15 million offer for left back Maxwell Cornet. That's interesting. It's interesting that he would go to Burnley. Maxwell Cornet would go to Burnley. I find that a little bit strange. I'm not sure that's the best move for him, so we will see. If we don't get a war, you can always go for Van der Beek or Van der Beckham from Man United. He's really struggled, hasn't he? Really struggled at Man United. It's the word here. It's the word here in Lisbon. Willian to terminate higher wages, so no transfer fee. Yeah, they can offer him obviously more money because there's going to be no transfer. We let him go on a free. We got him on a free, so we're just getting rid of obviously his wages. I'm on that philosophy class settings. I said Socrates, honestly, sorry. Jesus has put Adama's dynamic play definitely causes trouble, big problems. Chris has put, don't mind eating a sandwich or a wrap as long as you don't attempt spaghetti bolognese. There's some news here on Sky. Let's have a look. All right. Will he be go, Kane? Interesting. Only Arsenal last summer can be in for a while and willing to pay 50 million. Now he's 20 million. We don't want him. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, people. I'm sure that he's played right mid, right wing. Ashley saying, are we on about? I don't know what about Antonio. Yeah, only if you're on about Antonio, right back, right wing, and then straight down the middle. It's not true. Stop spreading fake news. Come on, people. Don't get people excited in chat. Remember when they told us Kolasinac was leaving? Yeah, true. So maybe something might come of it. He may take it. He may not. We will see what goes off with that one. We really, really will see what goes off with that one. So it's could be a little bit crazy, to be honest, towards the end of the window. it could be a little bit crazy. I've got to be honest. I just hope that we can try and get some other business in. I really, really do hope we can get some other business in. Spurs look like they're going to try and get some business in. We could be the only club that doesn't really do anything, which is quite sad, to be honest. It's really, really sad. I do believe Willian's going to go. I think it's in Willian's best interest for him to go. And I do think Aubameyang and his agents will be now, or agent, or sometimes they have two, will be trying everything to get out of this football club. They will be speaking to everyone, see if they can get out. And the problem is wages-wise. Now, I think Arsenal will pay half of Aubameyang's wages. I really do. I really, really do. Which is going to help get him off the wage bill. It's going to free up some money. And you could probably get someone who wants to be at the football club. He wants to be at the football club. You could probably get him in, which is always going to help us moving forward. But my biggest fear, my biggest fear, people, is sooner or later, they're going to change this manager. And we may have got rid of our best players because Arteta doesn't want them around. That's a problem for me. And I don't think they're looking that far ahead, because you need to look that far. Football changes very, very quickly, as we all know. And if you've invested in a bunch of players on 4 or 5 year contracts, and then the new manager don't want them, it's another cycle again of trying to get those players out. Similar to what Arteta is trying to do now. So Arteta is trying to get rid of all the players that he doesn't really want at the club. And then he's going to bring his new players in, where they're going down the cheaper, more business-like model of trying to get players who are not established, players who need to be, who maybe make more money and then invest in the owner's pockets. The problem you've got with that is, if you want to remain somewhere, that's not going to happen. And I feel that we are going to go backwards. Do not shoot me down now, but we could possibly lose to West Brom the way that they're playing, because we don't have the minerals. So we could be losing, and then we could possibly, well, more than likely lose to City unless something drastically changes and Pep does his mate a favour. That's four games we've lost in the opening 4 games, which has not happened ever, I don't think. So that's the biggest problem for me. You know, Arsenal players definitely need a 4 a.m. drills and get rid of all the ego and swag. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why people that managers don't do that more. I don't know why managers don't do that more when they talk about getting mindset, getting stronger as a person, working on mindset, working on self-development, working on players to understand the roles of what they've got to be doing in everyday life, being a top level athlete, or being an athlete at any level. I'm not sure whether that happens. I know psychologists and self-development officers in football clubs are there, but they've never really been raved about. I don't think they think it's important, when it's the most important element of success. And I just think that's where the problem has just come down, where Arteta really thinks he's very, very stoic, but then he has a huge ego problem, which we're all guilty of at times. He also thinks he's very, very good at dealing with the press, but then he comes across as very, very arrogant. You've got to have a character, I believe. Even if you want to live stoic, even if you want to live Rastafari, if you want to live Christian, Jewish, Muslim, whatever you want to do. Like me, I basically live my way, and I implement bits from each kind of religion that I think would help me move forward. So whether it's something from the Muslim faith, whether it's something through philosophy, whether it's something through Rastafari, whether it's something through Christianity, whether it's something through Buddhism, I take little bits of that and try and just implement them into my life. But I'll still try and be me, just to better me. And Arteta, for me, has got that all wrong. I know I'm going deep on that, but Arteta's going all wrong. Just seeing something with Kylian Mbappe as well. And there seems to be a lot of talk about him maybe getting a move. What do you think about that, people? Apparently someone in the Premier League. So Man City maybe? Because Man City will keep that quiet, you know. And they'll just go about it. BK's just come in the chat. I know that you're late, mate, but thanks for turning up and hitting the like. Really do appreciate it. And today is a magnificent day, people. And it's thanks to you. I'm going to give someone else the perks, right? But it's thanks to you that I got a first super chat today through Curtis Shaw. Unbelievable. Probably he's one of my biggest supporters. And honestly, it's put a huge smile on my face. Huge smile on my face. And that doesn't happen if you don't sit here and put the hours in with me and watch this content. So If I could afford to, I'd give you all a super chat, but I can't. Especially now this PS5 has come out of my back pocket. Panny's put, what on earth could we get in to replace Abba's goals? He's still defender's nightmare, but he's completely lost his motivation to play for this club. A player of his caliber would cost 80 million plus. And you make a huge point. If we lose him, who we're going to replace him with? But on the flip side, he probably won't get us 10 goals this year. You know, that's the problem. Chris has put, I think it's academic whether Abba and Laka stay. There has to be a clean sweep, which will cost money. There has to be clean sweep of manager and staff, which will cost money. Can't avoid it. And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to avoid spending money by smoothing cracks. It's a strange one. Always, no problem. It's a strange one. Mikel Arteta is going to be horribly exposed with the Amazon Prime documentary drops. How is it possible that in 2 years we haven't won a single game under him? Where we're down at half time. Another thing, that's a mindset. Big question. This is interesting. Mbappe could go to Liverpool. I can see him there. I think City could be flying up with this because apparently it's interest from someone in England. We will see. Fran Wagwan, bro, from Terence Tibbs. Really appreciate it, Wagwan. I hope you well. Big up to yourself. Damon's put, big up, Fran. Get your suit ready for the Man City game. Dangerous D has popped. He's coming. He said, Abba needs a different system. Very true. I also think Pepe does as well, even though I'm his biggest critic. Those 4 a.m. drills build character, toughness, camaraderie. That's why it's successful. I'd like the challenge. It's horrible at the time, but it builds you. It builds you. There's a program that I did a couple of years ago, and I will be doing it again soon, called 75 Hard by Andy Fischella. And it's a gallon of water, 2 books a day, 10 pages a day, meditation, journaling, and diet, no cheat meals, and 2 workouts a day. Okay, every day for 75 days. And it builds you. You get ripped, right? You get in shape. But mentally, and I was on Instagram at the time, and I did a post every single day on Instagram to make myself accountable. Mentally, that was one of the turning points that helped me get along with self-development. And by the way, I'm just the same as everyone else. Yes, I may have been a footballer. Yes, I may have done things other people have not done. But we are all the same people. We are all the same. It's just up to us to go and do that by doing things that makes us uncomfortable. And I know I'm going down that again, but that's why I'm going to do my own little channel where we can have little talks, okay? I'll add that little personal channel. I'll only probably do 1 video a week, and it would just be edited video, and then you can comment and we can share thoughts and things like that. Because I know people, everyday life is tough. It's tough for me, you know? So I think it will help everyone. And it will help me become accountable. Mbappe to Arsenal. We've got no chance. They're just talking about him now. Can't really turn it up. So, right then, people, we've just gone over an hour. What's that program called? It's called 75 Hard. You can do phase 1, which is 30 hard. 75 Hard by Andy Fischella. I think he's got number 2 podcast in the world. He was number 1. And then that Rogan guy took over. But Andy Fischella, I get a lot of my stuff, the way that I live from him. And then I implement that with other things because he swears quite a lot and things like that. But I then add other things from other things that I learn and try and become better every day. And I'm nowhere near it, people. We are just the same. Nowhere near people. So it's called 75 Hard. It will help you develop. Some footballers let themselves go after football because they don't have their own structure. And it's very, very hard, Terence. It's very, very hard. Trust me. Please, no finger symbols and just sticks. Listen, I do like, obviously, sticks and things like that, but I'll leave that for another day. But you may have a little light in the back, some plants, and that you will see. It's good for the mind. Hold tight, Fran, I'm out. Right then, people, I am out on that one. Again, really do appreciate it. You have helped me cross a milestone this morning. It's been absolutely fantastic. I will see you all tomorrow. And then Thursday, me and Kurt should be on together as well, talking about, obviously, after the West Brom game. So I'll let you know if anyone that I'm going to go tomorrow. Probably not because it's late and I would like to take my son. But we will see. So have a blessed evening, everyone. Stay safe. 1 foot in front of the other. Keep building yourself. And I will see you all tomorrow. You take care, everybody. You take care. Where are we?